All right, so my name is April Wolf. I'm the Therapeutic Recreation Specialist with City of Reno. And this is our monthly spinal cord injury lunch and learn that is hosted by City of Reno, the VA Hospital, Renown Health, and the High Fives Foundation, where we bring topic-based speakers every month. This month, we're excited to welcome Nicole from GRIT. So I will turn it over to her for her introduction and presentation. Thanks.
Thank you for that introduction, April. As she said, my name is Niki or Nicole. I am from GRIT Freedom Chair, which is a company who sells an all-terrain manual wheelchair with push levers. I'm going to go ahead and share my screen so I can start my PowerPoint. All righty, here we go. So the GRIT Freedom Chair was designed by two MIT graduates who really just wanted to use their powers for greater good and didn't really have any experience with the adaptive sports industry, but came up with this chair and a Kickstarter campaign, just wanting folks to be able to live an active life no matter the limits. So as I stated, the GRIT Freedom Chair is a manual all-terrain wheelchair built to explore the outdoors. It also allows you to get daily exercise and go on adventures with the people you love. All right. I'm just going to give a quick overview about myself and how I became involved with GRIT. I went to school for recreation therapy and am a CTRS. I've been working with adaptive sports for about the last 12 years. I had the awesome experience to intern at the Milwaukee VA hospital for about 6 months. And that really introduced me to adaptive sports and the spinal cord injury unit. And I had never worked with anyone with a spinal cord injury unit. So getting to be exposed to all of the adaptive equipment and the adaptive programming that the VA was using paired with community-based organizations was an absolutely amazing experience to start my career as a recreation therapist. And from there, I was able to move forward working with other nonprofits like the Great Lakes Adaptive Sports Association. And then I was able to start my own program for injured veterans at the Oscar Mike Foundation. You can see this picture here in the corner is a very, very good friend of mine. His name is Joel Rodriguez, also plays wheelchair rugby. And this is Joel participating in a Spartan obstacle course race in a GRIT Freedom Chair. So through my experience with the Oscar Mike Foundation, we were doing all of these awesome outdoor events and discovered that we really needed a very durable, versatile chair to take our veterans out. And we stumbled across the GRIT chair, and the story kind of goes on from there. As we all know, COVID kind of shut things down. And shortly thereafter, I was offered a job here at GRIT and have been working there for about couple of months now, but I've been using the GRIT chair as part of my programs for the last 5 to 6 years. So I'm very familiar with it and truly understand the benefits and how truly great this chair can be for all sorts of different types of programs. As I stated, GRIT is a company that was started by two MIT graduates. They have been in business for about the last 10 years and have been working on prototype after prototype, continuing to improve the function and the purpose of the GRIT Freedom Chair, but always keeping that vision and mission of wanting to provide a piece of equipment to allow anyone access to the great outdoors. So as you can see in this other picture, this is a photo of one of our kiddos in our brand new GRIT Junior. So we do now also make a chair that's in pediatric sizes. He was out at a park here in California, just cruising along. These chairs really do go anywhere and everywhere. So now I'll just give a brief overview of the different models of chairs that we offer. It just depends on your wants, your needs, and kind of where you'd like to go with the GRIT Freedom Chair. Our first model is the Freedom Chair 3.0. It is our most popular model because it starts with the bare basics and you can kind of add accessories on from there. This model has a 26-inch rear mountain bike wheels on the back. And then it also has our patented push lever system and different accessory options. This chair also has our standard drivetrain. So the two unique things about the GRIT chair that make it different from other manual wheelchairs are that one, it uses push levers rather than push rims. And those push levers are part of a sprocket and chain system that is very similar to that of a mountain bike. So think of a mountain bike without the gears, and that's what it's using so that you can have the torque of the chair rather than just killing your shoulders. It also creates a different motion than just push rims. So push rims, you've got this motion and sort of that back and forth pull, but with the push levers, you're able to sit more upright and use the torque of the chair to push straight forward. So using more of that motion, which is again, great exercise and hoping to also save your shoulders a little bit. The second model was really made, as you can see, it's called the Spartan model. They developed this chair because we were using it in Spartan obstacle course races and we kept breaking the 3.0. So they did a couple different things on this model to really ensure that it is the most durable, sustainable model of all of the chairs that we offer. It has a couple different updated features. Originally built for more rugged off-road use, it does have a reinforced front fork and a reinforced seat pan, so that when you're going over those heavy bumps and dips and things, it will be much more difficult to break, because believe me, we've tried to break this one too. Haven't yet, so that's good. This Spartan model also has wider tires. So think of your standard 26-inch mountain bike tires are on the 3.0. The Spartans are about 2.5 inches wide with a deeper tread, so you can really tackle that heavier terrain. This chair also has the drivetrain upgrade. So whereas the 3.0, think of it as like a 3-speed bike, the Spartan has more of like a 10-speed bike. So there are just more teeth on the sprocket to allow you for shorter, stronger pushes. The Spartan model also comes with trail handles on the back, so that somebody who might be hiking with you or walking with you can assist from behind at a much more comfortable level. So rather than standing over like this, kind of with your back bent over, it's more at the level of maybe a shopping cart where the person behind would be able to stand straight up and comfortably grip the back of the chair to really allow you to dive into some of that heavier terrain as well. These are our other two models. So the top one is our third adult model. This is the Pro chair, which is really more that top tier with superior components, but it's also made more for pavement and comfort rather than that sort of rugged off-road model. So the Pro model has Spinergy wheels that are lighter, more shock absorbing wheels. And it also has the contoured matrix seat back. So whereas the first two models had a very rigid back, this model has more of a contoured back that you'd see on a customized manual wheelchair. This chair does still come with the upgraded drivetrain, so it still allows you those short, strong pushes. But like I said, those tires really aren't made to go into heavier, deeper terrain. The last model is our pediatric model that I mentioned earlier. The GRIT Junior features all of the same off-road style features, just made a lot smaller for kiddos. So in those first three adult models, those come in size 16, 18, or 20-inch seat widths. And this Junior comes in 2 different sizes as well. So we want to be able to feature as many different sizes so that, you know, we can really hit that pediatric group and the adult group, or also grow with them. So we have a couple different options there. This just gives you a screenshot of really all of the different components and how it differs from your standard manual chair. So you can see there, starting at the front and moving to the back, that front caster is a lot bigger than your normal casters. It's about 9 inches tall. And that front fork, like I said, on the Spartan model is a reinforced steel fork so that you can go over all sorts of bumps. And it does have a steel frame boom that is attached to the seat pan. That is all one big piece so that it's really sturdy and helps you get over and climb through different terrain. It does come with an adjustable foot plate. It comes with a standard Invacare seat cushion. And then this picture really allows you to see the different levers, how the push levers insert in between the wheelbase and the chain and sprocket that allows you to crank on it like that. All right, so as I said, this chair can be used by riders of all shapes and sizes. We've got different sizes of the adult models, different sizes of the junior models. And then we also included our weight limits here. This is really important. Our team worked really hard to make sure that it is just a very reliable piece of equipment, and wanting to address that the equipment works within a certain span. So the 3.0 and Spartan models have a weight capacity up to 300 pounds. And the way that the Pro model is made, that one's a little bit different. So its capacity is up to 250. All right, now we're going to just dive into the benefits of the GRIT chair a little bit. So we have a unique community of riders all over the world. We're very proud that we can say we have really been able to dive into different countries. We're really expanding our international touch, but also making sure that folks in the US have access to a piece of equipment like this, and just really understanding the benefits of the chair. Well, sorry, the format's a little off here. But some of the benefits of this unique design is offering a durable, stable mobility device to explore all these different kinds of terrain. We've had people in sand, snow, mud, clay, really thick, heavy grass, gravel. You can climb up and over tree roots and curbs independently. They really worked hard, and with every prototype or improvement or anything that they change on the chair, our engineers take it out and try and test it in every way, shape, and form possible, just to make sure that it's useful, it's effective, it's efficient, really trying to make sure it's the most beneficial. Those push levers that I spoke about put a lot less stress on your shoulders, as you're using a much different motion paired with the torque of that sprocket system to propel yourself. I had a couple of folks out at the conference take it outside, take it through the parking lot, take it up and over curbs, just to really test how that motion is different. And you're able to, like I said, use those short little strokes in climbing up and over things. And another cool feature of it is, even though you can't reverse in it, it's made that way as a safety feature so that you will never roll backwards down an incline, or if you're climbing up and over anything, you're never going to roll and fall backwards. And the other cool part is that someone can easily and comfortably assist if needed using those awesome trail handles. We do offer quite a few accessories for the GRIT chair. So some of these things you can add for comfort, or if you need a certain setup. We're happy to work with every individual one-on-one to create the most customized situation, or for an organization to create the most versatile setup so that multiple users can benefit from it. Some of these accessories include anti-tip bars, foot straps, wedge cushions, side guards. The Slim Fit kit is something unique where it's not necessarily going to make the seat width different, but it will bring in those push levers so they're at a comfortable shoulder width angle. We also have steering pegs. So if somebody is pushing unevenly with their arms and also has the use of their feet, I know we've worked with quite a few folks who have incomplete spinal cord injuries and may have differing functions in their arms and legs. The steering pegs are really useful in that situation because they can use a combination of both to really steer that chair. The other cool setup we have are utility clamps. So that part will go around the front boom of the chair and will allow you to either make your own attachments or have a different setup for your legs where foot platforms will give your feet a different place to sit rather than right underneath you on the foot plate. There's also a leg elevation option if somebody would prefer to have their legs straight out in front of you. And then there's also a rope mount option, which provides a reinforced carabiner on the front of the chair if you really plan on going on some steep mountains or through some tough mud. It's basically like a tow rope on the front of the chair. So that's pretty cool. Here are just some commonly asked questions that we like to touch on. And I did touch on a couple of these earlier. The first one is, does it work on the beach? We have folks all over the country who want to go fishing or down to the ocean or to a local lake or pond. And we have plenty of people who have no issues taking this on the beach independently or with family members. Sand in general is difficult for any chair, but with the Grit Freedom chair and the way that it's built, especially with those wider, fatter tires, they're still easier to use than the big bubble chairs, and you can do it independently. Kind of went over the weight limit already. Is the chair ADA compliant? Because it looks pretty big and beefy and cumbersome. Yes, the chair fits within any standard ADA measured spaces, even the largest size of the 20-inch seat width. Its total width is still ADA compliant. Is this chair difficult to transport? Nope, it is pretty simple. While it doesn't collapse or fold like some other chairs do, it is pretty simple to completely disassemble and fit into the trunk of a sedan. A Corolla, different things like that. The wheels are both quick release. The seat back is quick release with push pins. And the biggest part that you're left with is that long front boom, which is connected to the seat pan. Is the chair covered by insurance? Unfortunately, it is not covered by insurance or Medicare, Medicaid, and that is strictly because it's considered a recreational or specialty chair rather than durable medical equipment or necessary medical equipment. But we'll touch on some funding options that can go around the insurance aspect of things. All right, here are just a couple other questions that we get quite often. How does it steer and brake? We're not going to watch this video. We're going to watch a couple other videos, but steering and braking is pretty easy. It's all done with the levers. So steering is done just like you would on push rims, where it's that combination of push, pull, or pushing harder on one side. And then braking is just as easy as pulling straight back. So when you're pushing and want to propel yourself forward, just little pushes like this. And then when you're ready to brake, you pull all the way back. There are also parking brakes on there for when you want to be completely stationary. Is there a limit to the incline or angle that the chair can be used on? Yes and no. With a partner, you can really handle anything, especially if there's somebody spotting you from behind with those trail handles. But we do recommend staying at a certain degree when you are by yourself. As with every wheelchair, you can tip over. We do offer anti-tip bars, but where's the fun in those, right? If you're going up and over terrain, the anti-tip bars do restrict you from the terrain, as that's the lowest point on the chair. But the center of gravity naturally for this chair is much different than a normal chair because of that heavy front boom on it. Is transferring into the chair difficult? Sometimes yes, sometimes no. The first transfer may be challenging until you get used to it because the seat sits lower than the tires are. So I know that's a little bit difficult, and then the front boom in the middle does make it a little different as well because it's not a straight transfer. But we have a bunch of different tips and tricks and videos on helping in transfers and different cool ways that people have figured out how to do that. And then I did already touch on rolling backwards in the chair and why it doesn't go in reverse. So there is a hill hold feature where if you're going up, it will automatically stop you from going back because the levers engage. If you do want to go in reverse, the only thing you need to do is the levers just twist and pull out, and then you're able to use the wheels as you would a normal manual chair and can go in reverse and tight turns and things like that. So there is that option. All right, now we're going to watch a little video. Here are just a couple different rider testimonies. Some of the great athletes that we've worked with before with a variety of different diagnoses and disabilities. But we're going to watch this little video here. Hopefully it works. That's not my video.
No, it's not showing on ours.
Can you see it?
No.
Stand by. Are you hearing it?
I hear it in the background, so you may have to switch what screen you're sharing.
Let's see. All right, let's see here. Sorry about that.
Yep, there, the video's up.
Hiking on many trails that we have out here in Colorado. Sometimes I can do the whole trail all by myself. Other times I need a little bit of assistance. Push bars and all that. It's very easy. Family member or somebody else in the party to help push me up. So I love it.
Nicole, for your next one, you might want to share. The audio is not really coming through, so you might want to share your audio.
Oh, All right, let's go back here. Is that another video playing?
No, I don't hear it.
Hold on just a second. Sorry.
That's okay.
Where is that video coming from? Sorry. There's a video playing on my end and I can't find where it is. And that's all I can hear right now. Hold on just a second. I'm in a nasty hill. Where is that coming from?
And you guys can jump in this one if you want after I try to.
What you gonna have at Parks to demo?
Probably, we usually just bring like our regular books. Yeah, because of the nature of the.
Yeah, let's see if we take me.
With that,
I'll just see who can. I don't think the bus can go all the way up there, right? From here.
I'm not sure.
I don't think he goes to
All
Sparta.
right. Sorry about that.
That's okay.
Not sure where that video was coming from. All right, hold on just a second. We'll get this back up and going. All right, and there are more videos online if anybody wants to check those out. All right, so now wanting to try it first. GRIT is proud to use community-based organizations as a way to get the GRIT Freedom Chair out and about. There are many different locations you can rent or check out one of our chairs. As the city of Reno has been so wonderful in using the Grit Freedom Chair in the community and allowing you to take it. Like I said, our friend Jenny Lee just had it for about a week. There are other community-based organizations that you can get chairs from, like Achieve Tahoe, different veteran service organizations, and we're even starting to branch out in different state parks and nature preserves. As I mentioned to April in my presentation at the Move United conference, we're trying to really expand into those parks so that, like she and I had just discussed, you know, it's not always the case where you can purchase one for yourself at home, or you have storage to keep it, or maybe you just won't use it that often. So to be able to have that at the location that you want to go, Texas, Minnesota, Colorado are all great examples where the state and national parks have purchased some to keep right there, and can also educate you about their accessible trails. So that's a great resource that we try to use. And it's also a great way for you to go out and demo the chair before you decide if you do want to purchase. You know, it's a pretty big chunk of change that we understand is a huge commitment, but at the same time, allowing the freedom to go outdoors and go hiking or go to the beach, or, you know, like some folks just have a lot of farm property and want to be able to explore their own property. Having these demos to see if it's the right chair for you, and also having it as part of the community, is a phenomenal resource. And talk to April if you want to try one. So now comes the fun part, funding. There are many different ways to purchase a Grit Freedom Chair. Whether it's for yourself or for your organization. You can do it online, just out of pocket, as you would with any other online purchase. We do have a variety of payment plans like Care Credit. There are payment plans straight on our website. And we also partner with a lot of state loan programs who qualify the Grit Freedom Chair as an assistive technology resource. So a lot of people can apply through those state loan programs as well. We have had many riders use things like GoFundMe or Help Hope Live as a fundraising platform if you'd like to fundraise for the chair. But our most valuable resource is really using those grants. So we try to explore all of the grants that we currently know of as resources. So based off of individual information, we try to fit you with a variety of different grants, whether it's for yourself or your organization, and trying to find that funding so that we can get it to you. We never want anyone to not be able to have access to a Grit chair because of funding. So even with different organizations, we try and work with you to find the common ground, what works best. You know, if you need multiple chairs, if you just need one chair, and really trying to determine your individual need, and we'll make that happen in whatever way we can. The other cool thing about Grit is we have a full-time rider support team that will configure the chair specifically to your needs, whether that's building a chair a la carte from scratch, or suggesting one that that might fit where and when you want to go. Basically, any way that we can help, we want to make sure that every detail is perfect for you to have a Grit chair and to have the best experience as possible. So that was it. I don't know how we are on time, but yeah, so, oh, my information was supposed to be on here as well, but this is the general information is where you can reach me too. So that works. But really just trying to show you that the outdoors can be accessible for pretty much for anyone. We want to make it work for everybody. Does anybody have any questions?
Yeah, so I'll open it up. So we have people in person or online. So if you have any questions for Niki, go ahead and shoot away.
How much is it? Or I know there's different models, but say a stock model of.
So it's a little hard to hear, but I think you asked about the pricing for the models.
Yes, correct.
So that 3.0, the base model starts at 3,000. The Spartan that has the upgrades to it is 4,000. And then the Pro model and Grit Junior are a little bit more expensive just because of the components, and those are both at $5,400.
Are there any gear reductions offered? Or is it 1-to-1 power push?
We don't have any gear reductions. It's all standard based on the standard drivetrain or the upgraded drivetrain. We haven't quite made it that far. The engineers are playing with that, but not quite yet.
Cool. I'm a quad. Sorry, I have a lot of questions. Do you offer like ergo seating for a little more stability at all? Is that an option? Did
you ask about ergo seating?
Yeah.
Okay. And sorry if I'm getting closer as if it's going to help me see you. It's not, but my head thinks it is. We don't have any ergo seating options other than that Pro seat back, which can be added to the Spartan model or 3.0. Unfortunately, that's the only seating option we have. Again, we're still trying, they're constantly trying to take this feedback. And I actually worked with a quad when we were at the Move United conference, and he mentioned the same thing. Taking this feedback and trying to figure out a durable option to add to the chair. But right now, the only other seating option would be to add that Pro seat back to one of the other chairs.
Are there any modifications for quads that you incorporate, or have you had quad customers purchase the chair?
Yep, we have had quite a few. Some of them are more suggestions to other accessories that we know are out there, because we haven't quite made them specifically for the Grit chair. So like we use Active Hands and Handy Accessories as a resource for the hand wraps. If you have fine motor skill function, depending on your fine motor skill function and your grip strength, we'll use those active hand wraps or handy accessory wraps to assist in holding the push levers. That way you're not completely strapped in. I know some folks use like ACE wraps to assist with that, but with those two accessories, we found the most luck, because you're able, if something were to happen, the hands can slide right off the top, or you can quick release on the Velcro. But they're good enough to where you can hold on to the push levers and still functionally use them. We've also used a variety of different trunk stability support bands. So whether it's just a standard belly binder or some of them more narrow, like neoprene support bands that fit really well along the seat back to kind of hold you a little bit better and act as that trunk support. The Pro seat also does have an option for a chest harness, which is more of an H shape. So it's also providing support on the shoulders as well, but still allowing you the motion of pushing the push levers.
Any other questions in the room? No?
Is center of gravity adjustable by chance, or is that since that boom tube is to the back axle, is it set a factory?
It's set, it's not adjustable, unfortunately.
Thank you.
So if there's no other questions, I'm just trying to see if there's any questions online before we end. All right, I want to thank Niki for your time today and sharing with the Grit Freedom Chair. For those that are here in person, they have an opportunity to jump in our rental Grit and try it out. So thanks again for your presentation and for your time today.
Thank you.
Thank you.
Yeah.
Thanks for having me. I hope it wasn't too boring.